Let me quickly take you through the pointers really have that have been mentioned then. This is very important because what Mr. Joshi is saying is basically taking the wind out of the sails as far as the government's allegations are concerned. He's saying that this is a concerted attempt, not by the government, he's not naming anybody. He's saying this is a concerted attempt to defame those people who expose financial irregularities conducted by the government. This is an attempt to defame CAG. This is an attempt to defame the PAC. Mr. R.P. Singh had been summoned by so many people, but till now he hasn't said anything on this issue. Why now? Why so long after retiring? Now, Headlines today had accessed several key documents that R.P. Singh sent to the authorities regarding his differences with the CAG's findings. The documents show that he had raised several objections earlier also. Let's go across to Kartikeya Sharma for more on this story. Kartikeya, as Javed was also pointing out, as you also reported, Javed, I just want you and Kartikeya to take us through exactly the dynamics of this story, because you know we've reported on this story. We reported on this story earlier, and now it's come out. Is that charge true of Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi when he says that why are you speaking now? You should have spoken before. Apparently, he has spoken before.
Yes, he has spoken before indeed, and my colleague Kartikeya Sharma has a copy of the deposition that he made both before the PSC and JPC. The charge that Murli Manohar Joshi, apart from protesting his own innocence, has made is that why didn't he make these charges before? Why didn't Mr. Singh say what he had to say before? And that he says this is a part of an attempt to denigrate both the PSC as well as the CAG.
You see, Javed, this is the deposition of R.P. Singh in the JPC, and this is the verbal deposition which we have accessed, and this is the letter which he told the members of JPC that he had written. Now, in this letter which he wrote to Shubha Kumar, our principal director, he says three very important things. He says investment by foreign companies did not transgress the USI guidelines. And then he went on to say that to attribute the foreign investment completely to the USAL may not be appropriate because one of the major factors an investor would consider before venturing in any market would be its size. But I would say the most important takeaway on which the present controversy is taking place is what he has mentioned here. And this is what we Headlines today have accessed. And he says the written deposition of the mobile call made by M.M. Joshi. He says, at 11:30 a.m. I received a call on my mobile from Shri P.K. Jain, PS to Chairman Public Account Committee, saying that Shri Murli Manohar Joshi, Chairman PSC, wants to speak to me. Then Chairman Shri Joshi came online and stated in that last meeting perhaps CAG had informed him that the records of Ministry of Finance related to the telecom license and spectrum issue were being looked into by his office. He also stated that Finance Secretary had also offered to make available documents. When I informed him that an audit party has already requisitioned the documents from Ministry of Finance, and while examining them, he said there was tremendous pressure on him from the parliamentarians, media, about examination being done by Public Accounts Committee in respect. He further stated, in the view of tremendous interest, heightened anxieties and pressure from concerned including media, it would be appropriate for PSC also to submit its report soon after CAG's report. Now, this is what he wrote in his letter. And another takeaway, very important, R.P. Singh, when he was being questioned by Manish Tiwari, and the chairman Gurdas Das Gupta was also present, says, sir, I carried out this indexation only because I got the clue from one of the notings which my party got from the files of Department of Telecommunication. Therefore, I carried out the indexation of the price which was discovered through a bid in 2001. That is the normal practice. So the bottom line here is, what we have accessed is that his deposition in JPC and his letter saying that the way PSC chairman was in touch with the officials of CAG and wanted certain data. So these are questions of ethical breach. Though Yashwant Sinha to Headlines today says that there is nothing wrong, but then the point is, on Sunday, why were CAG officers at the residence of the PSC chairman Murli Manohar Joshi? What were they doing then?
Akash.
You know, Javed, what I would like to know from you and of course Kartikeya is that how are these charges going to hold? Because one, this is the empirical. I'm just talking about empirical charges. The empirical charges is that officials went to Murli Manohar Joshi's house on a Sunday. He's already come out and said, look, I don't prepare the report. My office prepares the report. How are you even insinuating that they helped me prepare the report? Is the charge more accurate than just visiting Murli Manohar's house on Sunday? Because that's not going to hold in itself.
Look, visiting his house is not the main thing. The thing is that what they are alluding to, what he's alluding to, what the Congress party is alluding to, is that this was done at the behest of Murli Manohar Joshi. The figures were arrived at, the conclusions were arrived at his behest, that this was not an objective or altruistic exercise, that there was more to it than meets the eye. That is the charge that they are trying to make, and in the days to come, this will be the burden of the Congress Party's attack.
Okay, and Javed, we'd also ask you to just take our viewers through what Karthikeya has just told us, because it's very significant, the kind of information and the accurate papers that he's come out with. I would request you to ask Karthikeya to take us through those notings, and what does that prove? Does it actually debunk what Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi just now came and said, listen, I have nothing to do with this, there is no pressure from my side?
Karthikeyan, based on the notings that you've accessed, does this debunk the charge that Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi is making, that look, he has nothing to do, that this was purely an objective exercise done by the CAG and the PSC, and that there were that he didn't influence this in any way? Based on the notings, if you can read out for our viewers, can we draw the conclusion, or can you draw the conclusion that what Murli Manohar Joshi is saying is correct?
Sir, there are two things to this controversy. One, yes, RP Singh, he objected to it, and I read it out from the letter which he wrote, and he says, he further stated that in the view of the tremendous interest, heightened anxieties and pressure from all concerns, including media, it would be appropriate for the PSC also to submit its report soon after the CAG report is submitted to the President during the monsoon session. He further stated it would be appropriate that his office briefs him and the committee in 2 and 3 days after the next meeting of the PSC scheduled to be held on 15-16 July 2010. I informed him that this matter will need to be taken up with the CAG of India, which means the officer objected. And yes, as you talk about the presumptive law issue, because these are the verbal notings of the JPC which we have accessed, he says, and I read the last paragraph, so I made it that very clear. There is a catch that in 2001 tele-density was different. It was an emerging market. In 2008 in January, when the licenses were being given, the tele-density was totally different. Therefore, even the price received or loss calculated by using that method of cost indexation cannot be called a true loss. Cannot be called a true loss, or it cannot be called actual loss. It is not possible to calculate actual loss. To my mind, this is page 12 of the deposition of the JPC which we have accessed. This is what Mr. Singh informed the members in front of the chairman PSC. These are his own words in the JPC. And when Javed interviewed PC Chako, and I said, will you take this into account? He said, not only I'm going to take this into account, what he told us, but what are the revelations today, that what were these officers doing on Sunday? He said, as you pointed out, our viewers, there is nothing wrong in meeting officers from CAG, but they are not supposed to make a report for the PSC chairman, because the job of the PSC is superintendence, not to measure his report with the report of CAG. I think that's the difference.
My simple question is, if these notings are right, they basically, and leave the debate aside, they will basically prove that the whole methodology was wrong, because you are comparing what happened, Javed, you're comparing what was the tele-density in 2001 versus tele-density in 2008, and here is an objection that has been noted down.
Look, if this is correct, and again I underline and emphasize the fact, if, because I am not an expert, none of us are experts, and we can't get to the bottom of this. The Supreme Court has educated on the matter. However, if this is correct, and certainly it will puncture a hole, it will substantiate all that the Congress Party has been saying, because this has been the line of defense of the Congress Party. The telecom minister, the finance minister have taken that you are comparing two different situations.
Yes.
So if this indeed is correct, then this will certainly take the sting out of the CAG's attack, and this will also defang, and then it will give the government and the Congress a breathing room to contest this issue, and they will say that, look, this vindicates all that we've been saying, that the figures were presumptive, that the figures were wrong, that they were erroneous, it could be contended, and now, based on the facts that have just been revealed by RP Singh, this was not an objective exercise. There were inputs from quarters that should not have, which had no business giving input.